Hello all, and welcome back to... I blocked the thing, I don't know what day it is.
321!
321 of our 365-day streaming challenge.
So close!
Yes, so close. We are back with the Ladies of Lore.
Hey,
Trying to maybe one day eventually finish up this goddamn story arc.
Yay!
We'll get there. We're so close.
Eventually.
So,
Close.
I will remind them all that they leveled up last time to level 6. What else do you all remember from last time?
We killed the king.
We did kill the king. And it was great.
And we gained power over the sleds.
We did, with the slad crown.
Which I think I have currently.
Yeah, I took it from him, you took it from me. Or no, you asked for it and I gave it to you because it was like, it's a magic thing. And I'm like, I don't do the magic things. So the magic thing is yours to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh, and they got rid of your creatures inside of you.
Right. Who's following us right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a pet slad. It's a green slad.
And it can transform into an almost perfect copy of me, of the host.
Yay!
Yes, it can.
That's going to be interesting.
You know, if we ever need a diversion, we have like a diversion Feline. Although, what is your you're not that sneaky, are you?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say, if we had someone
I'm very charismatic.
I don't
That's about
believe
it.
it copies your stats. I believe it retains its own, it just copies your appearance.
Okay, I was
Okay.
thinking like, oh well, if we can have it stand in your place, and you could be useful, but I don't think any of us are very
Yeah.
sneaky.
No.
No.
So, I think we still needed to actually free the crew.
Yes.
Yes.
Haley,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Sorry, I opened a drawer looking for something
Okay.
and shut it because I didn't find what I wanted.
Yeah, I think the big thing is we need to free the crew.
And then
And then get the hell off. the
cause
drawer.
as much havoc as we can.
Yeah, dude.
Because, yay.
Is the Nothic still with us?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he
Okay.
is. He just ran during the fight and then came back.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
deuces.
Peace
So.
the hell
Yup.
out.
Pretty much, yeah.
We'll leave you
Yeah.
to this.
Pretty much.
So since we
Um,
leveled up, do we need to heal Alcina? Or did she just regain all her hit points?
She did not regain all of her hit points.
Okay, so I would think I was at 14 out of 49 still.
Yeah, so step
Okay.
one
Yep.
to our
14
adventure.
I'm glad I left that note on the document.
Me too.
That's good. For the document, saving lives.
Feline, you also should have taken some amount of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 18 out of 37. So maybe I should heal too?
Yeah, that could be
I don't know.
helpful.
I
if
don't
we all
have
get
any
some healing done.
spells.
Well, your healer is the other damaged one.
Yeah, that's me. Let's see. I heal wounds, cure wounds.
Do you have a group heal?
Don't think I do have a group heal. Let's see.
Miriam, you don't have
Okay.
a group heal.
I don't. No, sorry. I was also looking at cure wounds real quick. I can let me just heal you. Do some healing on you. Because then that'll be helpful. Hit points D8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. Okay. I'm gonna use cure wounds on Feline. And then I think it's charisma based modifier.
Yes.
So 1d8. So that's 6. Plus, if I remember, I have the stupid charisma. 1d8 plus 5. You get 11.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You should also just have lay on hands.
I think I actually do have laying on. Do I have. Did I.
It's not a thing you had an option about. You have lay on hands.
Hang on, let me just look up how that. Let me double check how that works since I don't
Okay.
think I've used it recently. So I
It
don't
is
have it written down.
part of being a paladin. Haley, can you pass me the player's handbook?
Yep. It is the one on top.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, here it is. Equal to my paladin level times 5.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm level 6.
So you have 30 hit points to pull from in a given day.
Perfect. Then you just got 11, bringing you up to what?
29. I just need 7, 8 more.
Okay, then I'm just gonna give myself I'm gonna give myself 15 out of that 30 to bring me up to 29 out of 49.
Okay.
So that puts me at just over half. So that's not that bad.
No,
Okay.
So that's good.
as long as we don't encounter any too much trouble on our way back
Well,
to the ship.
I still have 15 more hit points that I can dole out if necessary.
True.
Cool. So let's see. We still have to get the crew back. And what else? That's the big thing.
Give as much havoc as we can.
Has anybody got? Oh, I was gonna say, has anybody got anything that would do really good for lighting things on fire? But it's like primarily aquatic habitat. Don't know if it'd catch fire very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's got some good damage? I just have.
Aren't we just gonna release all the slaves onto the planet?
Yeah,
Right. We're gonna
pretty
open
sure.
up all pages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and have these slads turn.
Works for me.
Cool.
Cool.
So
plan.
I believe we have to go to the slave pits first, right? For this
Yes.
to be effective?
Which was the super worn red button.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
The super worn down red button. So we're going to head to the slave area.
Yep.
Catch a bubble.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just it? You're just going to the slave area?
I guess. I turn to the Nothic. Do you have any other ideas?
Not in particular.
Alright.
Do you suppose that releasing all the slaves will throw this lovely little planet into chaos?
Seems like a waste of resources, but sure.
Do you mean as in taking the slaves?
As in, you control an army of slads and effectively the planet full of slaves, yeah?
Anybody need slaves? Ooh, we actually could replenish our slave stash.
We could.
Power.
Or
Power
just keep
the
it
ship.
going through the sleds.
Yeah, you know what? Let's collect a few brawny looking slaves for our own usage. Why not? When in Rome, take and
Saying we could
pillage.
Keep the slave trade going, and we have an effective source of slave and a little bit more power for our planet.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
you know
remind
what,
you
when-
all, very briefly, and I won't do this
Yes.
again, you're all evil!
That's what I was thinking. Is why it would make
Yeah.
sense for us to.
You also come from a planet that has slaves!
So should we just kind of take? Well, if we control the planet, basically, effectively with said crown, right?
We can just have them bring us our.
You
crew.
basically control, well, right now, Feline basically controls the entire armed populace of this planet, yes. There are some grungs that have magic and pointy sticks, but most of them, if you give them proof that you killed their, the top of the pyramid, will probably listen anyway.
Oh, I thought they would rebel. Okay.
Remember that whole caste thing?
Yeah,
That sort of prevents rebellion.
that's true.
So basically, bring us the crew.
And keep going with that business.
So do we also? Is the crowd? Will the crowd be effective enough proof?
Eh?
We can
go
try,
see.
and if not, we can just set the slats on them. It's fine.
Okay. I'm really
Let's
bad
do
at this
it.
whole evil thing.
Yes, you're all very bad at this whole evil thing.
I
Yeah.
can't play evil in
It's-
KOTOR.
Yeah.
Like, it's physically painful for me to play evil on KOTOR.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Have to be in the right mindset. That's all.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
never in that mindset.
Very much so.
Alright.
I mean, the fact that we all came to the same conclusion of, actually, you know what? Let's keep the slave trade going. That was,
Kudos
Yeah.
to us.
Okay, quick thing. Does anyone remember
Yeah.
what your actual goals were here?
Yes.
it was get as much information as possible and kind of establish some sort of
Put down
about
immediate threats.
Yeah.
General
conquering.
conquering.
Looking for items
We-
of power or technology.
We've done all of the. Well, we haven't looked for like good items of power and technology, but we've done the conquering.
We do have the crown, though.
You do have one significant thing missing, though.
Our ship?
Talking about the other sources of magic?
I don't think so. I'm talking about one of the things you were specifically sent to this planet, not your general goals.
Oh, cure for the.
No, you already dealt with that one.
Yeah.
We healed Celine. Cured, healed, whatever. Figure out the threat the grungs are? No, we did that.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm bad at this game.
What is the one thing that the Grungs do?
They're smugglers.
What have they been smuggling?
People?
Slaves.
Slaves?
Where have they been smuggling it to?
Oh, we don't know
Oh.
where we're smuggling to.
Thank
Oh
you.
God.
That was the primary reason, besides making Feline not die, that you came here.
Kind of
I was just concentrated on not
DM.
dying.
Yeah, the conquest stuff is all just your general goals in general.
We
Okay.
focused on more of the general stuff.
So if we need to figure out where they're smuggling to,
Could we just demand that they tell us?
Yeah, just go to
that
the
involves
head.
finding
crone.
somebody though.
Probably. You're all standing in one room
We're-
with no one else there.
Yeah.
So we go to where we know the grungs are and demand.
I
Works
guess
for
we would-
me.
You only know where two of the buttons on the tram go right now, besides the one that goes to where you're at now.
Yeah.
You have just sort of universally decided that you know where one button goes and that it's a... Like, you expect it's where all the slaves are kept. And the Nothic has told you that as well.
Yeah.
And you know that another button goes to the place where the Nothics are kept. Were kept.
We're kept.
Were, because they're dead.
Yeah.
There's only one.
You
path.
actually know what not any of the other buttons do.
Well,
Wait, no, sorry, you know about one other.
Hmm. Which
well,
button
we
do you
know what class is what button, at least.
Right.
Miriam, you discovered or not discovered, you went to one at random and it was like a marketplace button.
Oh God, that was a months ago. Okay,
When did
yeah, I
she
forgot
do
about that.
that.
That was
Yeah.
the last time we played.
Let's go and find that.
Which
Let's
was
hit
still a
that
couple
button again.
It was the one that split into two pathways and that Grung saw you and just like walked past you assuming you were slaves.
That one.
Gotcha.
That rings bells.
Okay.
All right.
So we go there?
Yep,
Okay.
that sounds good to me.
Okay, that was one of the like light blue buttons.
Yeah, because blue supervise green, so
Yeah.
it would make sense.
So you step onto your bubble. It, once again, leaving this specific area seems to take a very long time. But after a while, you, probably about like an hour of transport, you finally make it back to what you believed was a marketplace. Step off the bubble, and once again, It's a few feet deep until you're confronted with a split path between a green and a blue, like marked doorways. Well, archways.
I say we go to the blue,
Yeah.
Yeah, because the blues are they supervise the green.
so they're above. Yeah,
Yeah, they're above.
we don't need to be with the riffraff.
Sweetie, we're kind of trash on their planet, essentially.
Quick
But now
Well,
reminder.
you
now that we have the
also-
crown, we're not riffraff anymore.
Quick
So
poll.
Yeah.
Do you all remember the scale of colors?
You mean like
Yeah.
what they all are?
No,
Yeah.
like which one's at the bottom and which one's at the top, and the order.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
Greens are slaves, blue supervise green, purple are merchants, red are shaman, orange are war. Gold is the leader, which is dead.
Green are not slaves.
Day laborers, excuse me.
Yeah.
That would explain. Let me just delete that real quick.
so really we
Green
should
are-
be going towards the orange. and Talk to them,
Yeah.
but I mean,
We see the blue door is the closest one.
Well, there are two. You are at a dead end. There are two possible turns off of it. There's a green and a blue. There's not a red.
So
Yeah.
let's go to the
So we-
blue door.
kind of work our way up.
Okay. Following down the blue corridor, you basically just come into a large, bustling sort of room with. It's essentially just a wider tube with a mostly flat base, and every couple of feet there's sort of an indent in the tube. And from what you can tell from a lot of crazy loud grung shouting, which mostly involves loud ribbits and weird deep bassy sounds, you're sort of assuming it's a marketplace of some sort. But none of you speak or understand grung, so you don't actually have any idea what anyone's selling or showing off. Or if they're all just in houses yelling at each other.
Mm. Is there? So we don't know. We don't understand quite what's going on.
That crown doesn't allow you to understand grung, does it?
Nope.
Damn it.
The grung,
Oh,
the
really?
crown itself is not even innately magical.
It's a symbol, though, of magic. It's not a magic
No.
of control.
No. It's just the gem in the center is magical.
Just the gym.
Ah.
The only reason it
Wait.
works is because it's touching your head directly.
Wait, the Nothic understands grung, right?
The Nothic understands everything as far as you can tell.
Let's
Let's
ask the
ask
Nothic
him.
what's going on. He might be able to help us there.
What are you asking him?
God.
Bollocks. That's not what I'm asking him. That's Miriam swearing. That'd be an odd question. Okay, so
Basically, what's going on here?
yeah,
Uh,
where can we go from here? Or I guess if he has any suggestions on who might be in charge of the smuggling, or I guess which branch or of the cast might know who's in charge of the smuggling.
well, you killed him.
I guess I should say who's. Never mind.
I still
Who
say
would
the
be
elite guards would
executing said
probably have
smuggling?
more of an idea. Or maybe the shamans?
Question.
Yes.
Someone has to be executing the smuggling. Who would be the most likely to be doing that? Which color slad?
That would probably be the Reds. Their poison most easily keeps slaves under control.
Okay, so we should probably turn around and go to a red buttoned area. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you by chance know who the head of the shamans are?
I know who was head of the shamans when I was locked up, but the Grung lifespan is about 20 years, and I've been locked up for at least 50, so probably not.
Do you know
Great.
who their second in command was? Or any promising young apprentice shaman might have been?
I understand that math is not a strong suit, but 20-year lifespan, been locked up at least 50 years. Everyone I know is dead.
Duh.
So let's just head over to
Right. So yeah.
Random button mashing time?
that would be the logical.
Pick a well-worn red button.
You have already made an assumption about which way all of the slaves are.
So let's still go there and see if there are red shaman slats in charge.
Perfect.
Okay, walk back out to the tube station. Summon the tube, press the button that you have now totally not pressed like 3 times before and just sort of stared at. And yes, it basically just open. This is a much quicker bubble. Probably like not even 3 minutes to get from wherever you were at to wherever this one is on the planet. And it seems as though this has a much shorter sort of like tubeway after it. In that you can actually only see about 20 feet of sort of a hallway before it seems to open up, and the light change in there is so significant that it's actually sort of blowing out your dark vision while seeing it from inside the tube.
Hmm.
Okay.
Shall we head that a ways?
Onward.
And
Yes.
onward. We head towards the very brightly lit room.
I mean, when I say brightly lit, there are lights.
Yeah.
Everything else down here has basically been unlit.
Okay.
So you slowly walk forward and step into what sort of appears to be a kind of insane series of catwalks. But that's probably not quite doing it justice, because as you look down, this is basically a room that runs probably about 10 miles wide and 5 miles long. And there's just this strange interlocking series of seemingly natural wooden catwalks spread out probably about 100 feet above this massive cavernous room. And in case it isn't clear, the entire bottom area is basically just people.
Yeah.
So there are several series of catwalks, the ones we're on, and then the upper ones.
No, there's one series of catwalks that go over the entire area. They just sort of interconnect.
Uh-huh.
It basically looks sort of like a crazy grid system running just above the... Or not just above, but above the floor area.
Okay, so bottom area, all people, where we entered in catwalk.
Yeah.
Area. Okay.
So we are at the catwalk level.
Yes.
Okay. So specifically, we're looking for red.
Are there any immediate red shaman slats on the catwalks with us?
Do you mean grungs?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. There's basically a red grung at every point where catwalks intersect.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically at every corner of the grid system.
Where's the closest one?
Probably like 30 feet forward.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the Nothic, will you be our translator?
Okay.
Okay. And Feline, you have the crown on, right?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
place the crown on my head and march up to the first shaman.
Right, so now that you're also in this room, you have a much more distinct feeling of all of the slats that are here as well. It's like from a distance, you were basically able to tell that there were a whole bunch of them here, but not where they were or what they were or anything about them. When you're this close, you can basically tell that within this room there are several hundred slats that are all spread out almost exactly below where there are red grunts. So they're actually like mixed in with the slaves.
Okay. I relay this to the others real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
So if it comes to it, you can summon them to help out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Although we are 100 feet above them. But yeah.
They're tall. They can climb.
They're not that tall.
I really hope they're not 100 feet tall.
Yeah, they're like human sized.
Okay, so maybe not. Then.
No.
Okay, so yeah, let's approach the red grung.
The nearest drug drop.
Feline, do you want to be in the lead since it would be important that the grung sees you that you are wearing the crown?
Yes? Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are approaching.
Okay. The grung is largely ignoring you because it's trying to keep an eye on all of the, like, hundreds of slaves immediately below it
Mm-hmm.
that seem to be its job to deal with.
I raise my voice and say, "You."
It does not react.
Can I... Okay, I go up to it and...
Don't touch it. Don't touch it to get its attention.
Oh, I can, I take out my... What is it, the Bite and Smite?
Yes.
Yep, Bite and Smite, and tap it. On the head,
Gently?
gently.
Gently.
Okay. It very confusedly sort of, like, spins around and looks up at you and sort of, like, tweaks its head to the right, looking at your crown.
Right? I'm in charge now. Take us to the shaman in charge. Now.
It tweaks its head to the left now.
I look
nudge
at the
Nothic to
Nothic.
translate.
Oh,
Yeah.
now? Oh, it sort of, like, crawls over and translates your words. And the grung, like, now tilts its head over to the right side. It's just, like, even more deeply confused. Like, before now, you didn't think that a frog face could really close its eyes quite like that. Like, it's sort of, like, squinting at you, like, the hell? And just
Good to know
starts...
it's confused.
It just starts walking off in a direction.
Follow.
follow it?
Follow? Yeah, it seems like the
Follow
most
it.
logical thing to do.
Eventually, it looks back to, like, make sure that you're following and then keeps going.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
I was gonna say, I might have
Is
to
it
walk
just like
it a little
walking off?
harder.
Like, screw that.
Okay.
This walk is going to take, like, half an hour because you're basically having to traverse towards the center of this. Like, thankfully, you're on the shorter side, like the 5 mile wide side.
Instead of the 10.
So he's very slowly traversing you over to, like, the center of that area. And off towards a back wall where the entire wall seems to be sort of indent. So imagine the catwalk sort of feeds into a wall with, like, a balcony around it. And this entire section is just sort of, like, sunken back deeper into the wood. So it almost looks like there's a building. It's just been sort of carved out of the wood, and just sort of escorts you into this building where there are even more red grungs, most of whom... It's hard to tell because they're pretty much naked all the time anyway, but these ones seem to be a little bit more important because they have an amount of clothing. And that it's all, like, creepy bone fetishes and, like, necklaces and things like that. So these seem to be at least slightly more important grungs.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sort of walks you back to the far back of this room that... give me perception checks real quick. Assuming anyone can remember how to do perception checks.
Oh, shit.
So you notice nothing. God.
Oh, dear.
Okay, this is impressive. Alcina,
Wait. I invoke Dark One's Own Luck. I call on a patron to add 1d10 to saving throw. Or
That
ability
sounds-
check.
Okay,
Ability check.
okay.
Okay.
So roll me a d10.
My R won't work. Can somebody please roll me a 1d10, please?
I got you.
Thank you.
That's gonna be a problem, isn't it?
I'll take
Yeah.
Alcina's roll.
Okay, thank you. So...
That's an
that's a
11.
6
Okay.
plus- yeah.
Well then, Feline and Alcina, you're pretty convinced that this is just, like, basically a cafeteria where they're all just sitting around and eating while they're not on shift. And Nadar, you're pretty convinced that this is some sort of, like, drug den where they're all smoking and getting high on their own poison or something.
Which last time I rolled a really bad perception check, I wasn't wrong.
Oh dear.
I will just have you all remember.
You're more than welcome to try and convince your allies of this. And he continues to just sort of, like, walk you back into more private areas
Oh
Okay.
goodness.
until eventually he comes up to what, instead of looking at like a cafeteria, just sort of looks like, frankly, an office, and sort of, like, taps on this tiny wooden door, and there's a loud, like, croaking sound from within, and he opens the door, and he sort of, like, looks back at you all, and then looks at the door, just sort of walks back in, assuming that you can't fit, and you hear more loud croaking.
Nothing. What are they saying?
I feel some things are better left unsaid.
Alright.
They're being quite rude.
Well, considering
gonna
they're all
waltz in.
high right now, rudeness doesn't surprise me.
Feline, you cannot fit through the door. They
Oh,
are
I thought
2
you said
feet
they
tall.
moved. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are 2
Ah.
feet tall. That's why he looked back at all of you and then looked at the door.
Can I blast my way in?
I mean, you
You know,
can try, yes. How would you
That'd
like
be
to do that?
intimidating.
Eldritch Blast?
Sure, you can try that.
Do you need to roll for the Eldritch Blast?
Yes?
Yeah, but I can click it,
Okay.
which it's twice. Well, will that create a big enough hole, or do I have to go again?
I mean, you should go again anyway, because you fire off 2 beams no matter what now.
That's true. Okay.
I mean, it's a door,
Pretty
so
sure
I'm
that
going to
hits
still say
an
a 9.
inanimate wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a 9 still hits an inanimate wall. Yes, with both of those 2 blasts, you will definitely still have to crouch. But there is now a
That's
hole
fine.
big enough that you can sort of, like, crouch duck walk through.
Before she goes, can I energy beam the rest of it up?
You should try, sure.
So,
Okay, y'all. I guess we're breaking down the door.
Okay, so basically... okay, so...
Is the wall still there?
So here's basically what happens, is Feline is just sitting there, like, annoyingly tapping her foot, and eventually just goes, screw it! Dual Eldritch Blast, one hits the door and blows it out, and one hits the area immediately above the door and blows that out. So it's probably, like, 3-ish feet tall now. And then Nadar just sort of looks at that and goes, I could do better. and
Oh, no.
and pulls his best Vegeta attempt and just blows away the entire wall by accident. The two Grungs are now just sort of standing there dumbfounded and just sort of like slack-jawed.
Can I say overkill?
No.
You should learn to be
We
a
made
little
our
nicer
point.
then, shouldn't you?
Nadar Torin, breaker of walls.
To which the Grung who you do not recognize just sort of looks at you and goes, "Why my wall?"
Because
Guys
we
were
are in
being
charge
rude
now.
And we wanted in on the conversation.
I understand that, but this is very improper.
You're very improper.
No,
So
we
is
have
taking our
procedures
crew.
for this.
Do you?
So is taking our
Yes!
crew
Well, you
hostage.
should probably explain them then, before you just walk into another room and start talking about people behind their backs in a language they don't understand.
This is the one who you've never seen before.
Okay, fine. Maybe you should come out and greet guests when you know they won't fit through your door.
Hey, and guess what? Do you see that crown right there?
I understand the crown, you nitwits. There are proper procedures and you haven't followed them.
Nobody's explained them to us.
That's not my fault.
Well,
no?
fix
Well,
it.
guess what? Start explaining.
You came to Sovereign Land. What are you doing here? God.
We've come for answers, and you're gonna answer them for us.
I understand that, but there's paperwork.
What kind of paperwork could there
We
be?
don't really care about paperwork.
The kind that you have to do when you just walk in and kill a monarch.
You
Well,
see,
that's
there wasn't
your
really
problem,
a sign
not ours.
saying.
That's your
Warning.
problem now, too.
There wasn't really a sign that goes, "Warning: should the death of the monarch happen, proper procedures are to be followed."
That's because it's usually one of us who kills him.
Well, now it was one of us. So just tell us now.
I have paperwork you need to fill out. It's
Tell
that
us
simple.
what the paperwork is.
I look to the others.
Uh.
Do you guys really want to fill out paperwork, or should we just keep going with this?
Sorry, Death Beetle. So to be clear, last time we recorded, they killed a monarch and paid no attention, and are now wearing his crown, trying to get people to do shit for them.
Isn't that how a coup works?
I thought that's usually how it goes.
Maybe
thought
for
so
you
as
primitive idiots, but we have a system.
Primitive idiots. I'm sorry, we're not the ones running a slave trade.
It's economically feasible.
Actually,
I mean, they're now going to be our slave trades, but
and
You know.
I understand
we
that, but you.
slave trade going.
bugger your paperwork. Answers now.
He sort of like shuffles over to his desk and pulls out a key, unlocks one of the drawers, and pulls out like 3 forms and sets them down. It's just like, I just need you to sign these, damn it!
Is the paperwork in a language we can understand? We can read.
Yes, it's written in common.
Okay.
Great,
Death
what
Beetle,
does it
we
say?
killed the king, actually.
It's basically just a rundown of should the currently existing Gold Grung be killed by like non-grungs, fill out form crazy amount of insane number. We're not playing Minecraft.
No.
No?
What Minecraft did we have
Yeah.
here?
There's a form XY random series of numbers following that should be filled out should the Golden Grung be murdered. Follow this to find this other form, and basically it's just directing you to find the 3 forms that he's handed you, and they're just... You now cede control of Grung Empire. You are now responsible for slaves. You are now responsible for payroll of all current employees. Basically that kind of crap.
No fine print.
I mean, it's all relatively small, so it's hard to get more fine print on it. Like, these are written on what amounts to a jumbo post-it note.
Oh,
Remember, they're 2 feet tall.
that's true. Okay.
So, Feline, do you want to be in charge of these peeps?
Well, she's the one wearing the crown, so I think
Yeah.
that's how this works.
I mean, he just hands you a quill.
I flourish my name on there.
I-
Sign my name with a
Sign it?
flourish.
I also
Yes.
need your name on this form and initials here.
Fine. Yes.
Bureaucratic bullshit. I love it.
All right. Yep. Yep. And yep.
Thank you. Now, what do you need?
All right. We need to know where where I guess we are smuggling these slaves to.
Oh. I mean, you could have just asked for that.
Yeah, we tried, and then you spouted all this bureaucratic bullshit.
No,
So,
I meant when you landed.
nah, you guys tried to poison us first.
Did poison.
Did
It-
poison.
Poison is a
Half of
strong
people.
word.
Hallucinating. No.
Okay,
Damn
fine.
Incapable of
You-
fighting. Yeah.
Poisoned, snuck aboard our ship, stole our crew. There wasn't really a lot of talking time.
You
To be
didn't
had.
land with permits. That means we can take any people we need. We needed some
stop this
slaves.
Bureaucratic bullshit. Come on. Just tell
Anyway.
us where these slaves are going to.
Oh, that's simple. We sell all of them to the 3 uninhabited planets. I don't think we actually ever gave them names, but the 3 that you're aware of. That are basically
Oh.
just dead.
I guess who are you in contact with
Oh.
on these planets?
No one? We leave them there and then we get paid later.
So there's just
By
a transfer.
I'm not sure. The deal's been going on longer than anyone here's been alive.
So you don't know who pays you.
No idea.
You just get the money and leave.
Pretty
Okay.
much, yeah.
So
Oh.
what's the planet that you usually take the slaves to? You said all 3, but what's the mostly used world?
We sort of rotate through all of them. It's one every month, effectively.
So we just have to go to the one that's next to figure out who's in charge.
That would be accurate, yes.
All right, next up. Is there any way to find the rest of our crew again?
I mean, they're in there somewhere.
Yes, but obviously you keep tabs on everything.
That is true. I don't have the records myself, but I'm sure I could get them for you. Assuming they
Please.
haven't wandered out of wherever they were set.
Do so.
And he just sort of like walks back over to his desk and shuffles through a series of folders that also appear to be underneath his desk. And eventually pulls one out and goes, they're in... I was going to make up a thing, but I don't actually care that much. He basically just directs you to a quadrant of the, like, I guess that's a 50-mile wide area. And he directs you to a square mile area in there somewhere. Thank you very much for the follow, Death Beetle.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thank you.
But yeah, he basically directs you to a roughly square mile area over on, like, the northeastern corner.
Okay. So I suppose you should go about your business and keep up the good work. And we're gonna go get the crew now.
Are you going to continue operations the way they are, or are you intending to change anything?
Continue as they are for now, I believe.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can come back and then have them reroute the slaves to our own world and then go about there.
Well,
And we will prosper, right?
That means we need some immediate supervision. The previous Gold Grung had some very strict policies about keeping everything run directly through him. Also, thank you for the follow, reliable Mipato. I can't spell it. I can't English today. Ugh.
Welcome, welcome.
Capping
Alright.
names doesn't always work.
No.
It happens.
Yeah.
Look,
So-
I'm managing to do a stupid voice today, so you can pick one or the other.
Fair enough.
All right.
Alright, so
Maybe we should
You're-
send back to our world for an agent. Someone to control things for us.
We have an agent here.
Oh yeah, you do actually. Actually,
We do.
Yeah.
I entirely forgot about him.
Yeah,
Can we
let's put him
summon
in
Oh my
him
god, we
and
remembered
put him in
something we
charge?
didn't.
You
And-
can. I don't remember what his name is.
I don't think you gave us a name.
I don't think we did either.
Cap is short because I'm actually just named Steve Rogers. So yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So Cap.
Yeah.
Cap.
Cap.
So
we bring him in, have the bureaucrat explain the rules to him, and have him take over while we leave.
If I remember, I think his name was Altothraxian, and if it was, it's just
that
Oh,
sounds
Alto
right.
yeah. Well, they all
Yeah.
end in Thraxian. I just don't remember if it was Alto or not.
I think
Oh, yes.
In the note, Altothraxian,
In the note,
not quite number-
Altothraxian.
Ha! I actually remembered that. That's kind of impressive.
Don't
He is
like
a spy.
drums, slavery, demon binding, general liaison, spy is the notes
Yeah.
I have on him.
I don't remember anything about slavery or demon binding, but okay.
Yeah, let's summon him.
Wow,
Get him down
good
here.
people.
Wait, you know him and he didn't. Oh, he knows all the
Don't
proper
what?
procedures. Yes, call him down.
Oh, okay. Yes, please.
Summon him.
Well, we kind of left him at the ship, and then we did our murdering thing, so, there wasn't really time for proper procedures.
No, he knows how to get a damn landing permit.
Oh, well,
All of that happened because you just didn't have a landing permit.
Christ, on a bike, really?
Yes!
We really don't care.
You
about
just
landing
landed on
permits.
our planet!
We weren't aware of any of this, so we just kind of did our thing. Anyway, yeah, get
Do
him.
our thing. Kick
Thank
butt,
you for the
take
follow,
name.
Machiodonna. I'm gonna guess on that one, but I feel like that was almost not terrible.
That was pretty close.
Hello.
Alright. Hello,
Welcome.
Okay. Wow.
So yes,
Alright.
you have established who you want to be your admin for while you're not here.
Yep.
Summon
We've made
Altothraxian.
so much progress!
Yay!
This is really
Deposing
surprising
leaders.
for
It's
us.
a good day.
Also discovered that this could have all been done in like one session instead of 8.
Yeah.
That's
So I
true.
don't even know
But
how
finally got
we
here.
ended up like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a true.
It was better this way. It was more fun,
Ooh,
I guess.
Cormac.
I mean, yes, you became queen now. Good job.
Yay!
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Alright. So is
there's something
we
with
killed
Ray.
the dude.
Yay.
So we've summoned Altothraxian to
Yep.
confer with what's his face, the
And
bureaucrat
now-
of bureaucrats.
Yep. And now let's, I guess, traverse through the catwalks again so we can have an overview of everybody.
Okay.
Oversight.
Are you trying to get to where your crew members are?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a 2-hour walk.
maybe we just have them brought to us.
That would probably also work.
That's
We
a
can-
good idea.
Oh, is
You're
that?
queen
I was
now.
just gonna shout for him, but yeah.
Pauline, you're queen. You can snap your hands and people will rush to do the thing.
Snap your hands. That would work very
I
well.
think that's just called clapping, but okay.
It's just like
You
having
guys
a
know what I mean.
larger crew.
This. Snap your fingers and people do the things.
Yes.
So, Miss Gold, would you just like the crew brought to your ship then?
Yes.
Okay, that could be
Please
quite
do.
easily accomplished. And he sort
And
of like
reprovisioned.
he sort of like walks out into the more cafeteria-like area that you came from, and performs a loud, awful series of croaks. And pretty much everyone who's just sort of standing around doing nothing and isn't sitting around eating lunch just sort of jumps up and runs out the door.
All right. And
Hey.
we would like a couple backup slaves for our ship as well.
I assumed.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I also assumed that you probably needed more, flight-capable crew. We noticed that you were a little low on your way in.
Yes.
Just by
Yeah.
one.
Just but
It was more than one.
did we name the one
No.
who fell off in the loop?
It was only one that fell off the loop-de-loop.
Yeah, but
They better
Was
hold
it?
on this time.
Yeah, it was only one
Yeah.
that fell
Yeah,
off on the
it was just
loop-de-loop.
one because everybody else had it saved
I feel like
themselves
it was
by
more than
hanging
one.
on.
Also, thank you for the follow, Bingy101. They're from an evil aligned empire. It's totally fine.
Yeah,
Literally, in bold,
we
it
should be
says,
used to this.
when leaving the atmosphere, turn on the bubble after looping the loop.
Yeah,
And
they
I thought
should
it
be
was
used
more
to
for the one
this.
that
It's
died,
weeding
though.
out. Yep.
Yeah, we had one
We
person
often
fall off.
tend to forget
Yep.
that we're evil aligned.
Person is a strong word.
Yeah.
It was a kobold.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all tend to play very like,
Forgetting that you're
aligned.
all evil.
yeah,
We do.
yeah, which is we're like, oh, murder. Let's talk our way through something instead of doing the murdering. And then we're like, oh no, wait, we should just kill them.
Death.
So, with that, what is your
So, yeah.
plan now? Because you know how to escape. I guess it's not escape anymore, but leave the massive underground tunnel network.
Oh, I guess we should figure out which world is next on the list.
Oop, and then we somehow lost the Stephanie cam.
Uh-oh.
And we should
Also
also
there.
like a continuous parking permit for this world.
I mean,
And now that Steph
I'm pretty
is,
sure-
or Feline is the gold one, I don't really know if we need.
oh, you have one now. You are the Golden Crumb. You have a permit now.
Oh,
You don't
good.
exactly have a right to rescind it anyway. Till someone tries to kill you and succeeds.
No.
They're gonna die first.
Yeah.
I never said that they would. I said that we only have to deal with it if they succeed.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Alright.
Alright, so
So-
I guess
Alright.
let's see which one's next on the list and
Mm-hmm.
Let's paperwork. Let's get the paperwork.
But you signed the paperwork. That was it.
No,
Yeah.
no, I mean the paperwork is there separate paperwork that is the record of where we drop off the slaves.
The next slaves.
Oh,
That kind of paperwork.
I mean, he can basically just indicate whichever the next one is.
Perfect.
But it's gonna be like they basically just did a drop off, so you've got like 3 weeks or so before the next one.
Oh, good. Okay, do we want to?
How long will
is-
it... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
How long will it take to get to the next planet?
It would basically take you all probably about a week to get there. Because this area that you're in is so small that it's not significantly difficult for you to travel around it.
Guys, should we take an R&R for 2 weeks?
You do have another place to investigate as well,
Oh, we do.
because you are very bad at R&R.
Yeah.
probably so.
Yeah.
It turns into like 3-month-long tangents.
Yeah, let's not do another R&R. Let's go to that other planet.
The
What was
barbaric
it?
planet.
The Yeah.
Barbarian
Oh,
is a
God.
strong word. We don't play a ton of Minecraft. Sorry about that, but yeah, not a ton.
Ones
Yes.
that are violent as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe that was how they were
were.
described. Yes, violent as
Yeah.
fuck.
I mean, for the whole respect strength thing, we've already deposed the leader of another planet.
I,
That's a good
That's
start.
true.
I believe they also got referred to as only vaguely humanoid.
Yeah. More
Feline and canine.
feline and canine than human.
I don't
Short,
remember saying that,
annoying,
but
and don't
okay.
die
Well, we
easily.
did.
Yeah, I do remember they definitely don't die easily.
Alright, do you
they're
have
also
any...
shamanistic as
Yeah.
well.
So maybe take a couple shamans with us? How many people can fit on the ship again?
I mean, you could probably fit about like 40 on it, not comfortably, but you could probably carry 40.
Yeah,
Right,
let's take,
we have,
let's
like,
take a handful of
10,
shamans.
20 right now?
So when I said shamanistic, that's just the sort of magic they're going to be using. It's like nature magic. Nature magic.
So we take a couple of the elite warriors?
Why not? We can now.
Yes, we can!
Do whatever the hell we want.
I mean,
Fuck
you
yeah.
can.
But will they go? Who knows?
Oh no, I'm saying you totally can take them. I'm wondering why you want to.
Because
A little backup
fear
wouldn't
death.
hurt.
Meat shields?
Yeah.
Meat shields.
You realize
So we don't
they're,
use our own kin.
they're 2-foot tall frogs. They don't have that many hit points.
Poisonous meat shields?
Celine accidentally killed one once. Like one of the orange ones.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe
Oh,
no.
what about
no,
the
no meat
slaves,
shields.
though? Yeah.
Um,
Do they have any stronger slaves? slads and the
Almost assuredly, yeah.
grungs? Alright, we'll weed out a couple of the strongest, I guess, and
Okay.
take them.
I am the mad idiot who's currently DMing this right now.
And occasionally Haley when we
Yeah.
have like the
Dungeon crawling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could very easily send out a couple of orcs for you if you'd like some of those.
Those are good.
That would be lovely.
Yes,
Those are
yes,
nice and
please.
I'll try and find the ones that are less murderous, shall we say.
That's probably good.
Or more compliant. Yeah.
Perfect. You want to take any slats with us because you can control them?
Yeah, of course we'll take the one that was, I guess, in me.
Yeah, the creepy green
It
one,
was
yeah.
really weird.
That's
Describing it like that's just a
Yeah, I'm
word.
sorry.
Great. That was great. So yeah,
My parasitic sled? Yeah, we'll take him.
why not?
The creepy
Alrighty,
one that's been
so-
following you this whole time? Sure.
Yeah.
So we're
Why
taking
not?
our. We should name the pet slad.
You know it
so
can't
we-
talk, right?
Doesn't mean it shouldn't have a name.
Okay.
Cats can't talk and we name them.
Cats
That is a
also
wonderful
don't
piece of
murder
logic.
things and cast spells.
That's also
Uh,
good, but
Yeah. How many slads are we taking? Are we taking one slad? Or just the. Are we taking several?
Let's take a handful of sleds just in case. Shamans.
5 slads.
The
Okay. Perfect. So.
shaman
we-
ones can be squishy, but they can cast spells from far away.
I don't actually think they have any ranged spells.
Really?
Yeah, they have like the overgrowth thing that made a whole bunch of the like spikes grow out of your ship, and they can do bark skin, and I think that's about it.
Well, it is a forested planet, so that
Well,
would technically help, right?
This is a forested planet, yes. The place where you're going? No.
Kind of mixed up then.
The place where you're
Well-
going is a barren hellscape.
Well,
kind of
okay.
explains why they're just a bunch of barbarians living on it.
Yeah, it's basically a big savannah-y, like, awful hellhole.
Bummer. So maybe just take as many orcs as we can
Okay.
and just leave it at that. And then,
Sounds good.
of course, take our pet sled.
Okay.
Jeffrey.
Yes.
Sure.
Jeffrey, the pet slad.
Sure. Okay. Jeffrey. That is...
It's in the
Definitely
notes. It's
that-
canon.
It's in the notes.
That's a name for a slad, okay.
Why not?
He's so much more sophisticated than he actually is.
Look, I'm just getting awful flashbacks of Bartholomew. So,
Bartholomew.
I don't think you were there for that, Miriam.
I don't think I was.
No, that was from Dark Heresy.
Yeah, I remember Bartholomew.
Who is
He
Bartholomew?
lasted a very long time, actually.
Bartholomew was a random person who someone, I don't remember who, convinced, mostly by force, to join the players in an arena.
And I
They,
think
like,
Kyle adopted him, right?
Kyle adopted him, but Kyle was not the one who convinced him to join you. Someone handed him a knife and was just like, you fight with us now. And then they ended up giving a bunch of their winnings to him, and he ended up working for the arena for a while. And then they just sort of grabbed him and took him off on adventures with them. And his most meaningful event ever, I think, was when he jumped on a grenade to save everyone else and also destroy Kyle's overpowered weapon.
Yeah. And then he died
Bartholomew.
at like the last session, right?
No, that was it. He jumped on the grenade, and it was a melt-a-grenade, so he turned
Oh.
into a pile of molten slag and got sucked out into vacuum.
Oh
Oh, that's sad.
yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny at the time. Actually, it was funny for
freaking
me at the
hilarious.
time.
Hopefully Jeffrey doesn't die in a similar fashion. Although he's a big lumbering
I'll be
sled.
honest, Bartholomew mostly died because Bartholomew ended up with way too powerful stuff because people kept giving him stuff. and because Kyle ended up with a way too powerful gun.
And he was a lucky bastard too.
Yeah,
Oh, good. Maybe Jeffrey will help us in similar fashions. Although I feel like Bartholomew might have been smarter than Jeffrey is.
Bartholomew grew up in the Imperium of Man, so he was probably very stupid. Very,
Oh,
very
okay.
stupid. Good chance he was illiterate.
Oh, well, Jeffrey? I don't think Jeffrey speaks.
Jeffrey can't speak and is also born of attempting to make order out of chaos.
Yeah.
Aw,
He's
Jeffrey.
also not even a day old.
Yeah. So quickly to be clear for all of you, the thing about Slads is that they're from a plane called I just forgot the name now. What is just nothingness? Starts with an A.
This?
Apothos?
No, just
No,
nothing.
that's not it.
No, Limbo. That was it. Sorry, they're from the D&D version of Limbo, which is pure endless chaos. And a lunatic who was really obsessed with order basically made a crystal there and tried to institute order over the entire plane. And Slads just spawned out of the crystal. And, like, the thing you have is just, when they're born, they have a little bit of that crystal inside them, and if you take it out, you use it to control them. So, like,
Which- yeah.
Your crown's gem is just made out of the tiny little crystal shards from every Slad that the Grungs ever encountered.
Nice.
Cool. I'm gonna keep that on.
That's probably for the best.
Probably.
Definitely.
If no one's wearing it,
Kicking-
there might be issues.
Kicking butt, taking
that's true.
names, overthrowing governments.
The usual.
Monarchies,
Yeah.
governments.
So
You know.
are you all just going to head to the Savannah world then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So it's probably going to take you about a day to get everyone loaded onto your ship and actually manage to take off. And probably about another 2 days to actually make it to this Savannah place. However, even from a distance, you're able to tell that they definitely don't have anything even sort of like the spaceport that you stopped off at in the last one,
Mm-hmm.
which was made out of mud and bricks. Here is just like there are constantly fires burning across the world that you can see from orbit.
Oh, good.
And there are
Okay.
there are significantly large enough armies that you can see some of them moving from orbit.
Ha.
There also is basically like no water. Like there's no oceans. There are some very, very small lakes and rivers, but it looks like they sort of go away as the planet rotates through its year and just move to the cooler side of the planet.
Okay.
So we just gonna
Giant
plan on
armies.
landing anywhere?
I mean, there are definitely some more significant fortifications. Like, not quite cities, but probably the closest thing that you're going to get to a city here. Most of which don't have a ton of immediate fighting going on around them. They seem to be sort of, at least from what you can tell from orbit, they seem to be sort of, if not neutral ground, at least areas that no one wants to risk dealing with.
Okay.
And there are probably like 3 of these spread throughout the, spread out over the world.
So it looks like 3 city-ish places.
Yeah, again, city is probably a strong word. Like, there's definitely a wall and fortification of some sort, but inside the fortification, there aren't, like, buildings that you can see. There's definitely nothing so complex as, like, a skyscraper or, like, weapon emplacements or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be smaller, like, huts or houses or something, but nothing that stands out from orbit that you can tell.
Alright, so we just pick one, guys.
Let's put one that has pick the one that has the least amount of armor.
Alright. A loop-de-loop as we land.
Everybody's buckled up on the loop-de-loop, and the shields are up.
Almost
We
on.
don't lose anybody.
I mean, to be clear, provided the shields are up, it doesn't matter, because gravity is just whatever down is.
Yes.
Yeah, I still loop.
Yeah, the issue was loop-de-looping without the shield, which basically meant that all gravity that everyone felt was the planet's gravity.
Down. Down is the cardinal direction.
Yeah, well, right now
Down in death.
there is a permanent down, it's just towards the floorboards.
Yes. Less dangerous down.
Okay, good. Well,
Um.
you successfully land without pretty much any issues. Like, it definitely seems like they're reacting to you landing, but not in any way that you're immediately understanding. Like, you can hear from the city that there's definitely a reaction to, holy shit, there's something landing. But, you don't see any immediate response. And I think we're gonna end off there.
Alright.
Alright.
Woohoo! We finished the task!
Lots of progress, guys.
Yes, you finished the Grung arc that really should not have taken that long. Woohoo!
Yay!
We still did it. And we caused some chaos and destruction in our path, so
Caused a lot of
Yeah.
chaos and destruction.
yes.
So it was a good night then.
True to our nature, for once.
Yep, I had a critical
It's great.
failure and a critical success, so yay!
I mean, your critical failure was just on trying to decide whether or not a room was a cafeteria or not. So
Instead,
I
you
mean-
thought it was a drug den.
yeah, you're
And
still
then
pretty
you're-
convinced that you found a drug den full of like people smoking their own poison.
I have to admit, your success was pretty damn wonderful. It's like, oh, I guess it's not quite big enough. Let me destroy the entire.
Boom.
Yeah, your success was basically just this wall is annoying. Fuck off!
Come on!
I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all very much for tuning in. We are going to go offline. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow for the continuation of our endless 365-day streaming challenge. Blah, 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 blah.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please consider checking out some of the other videos that are playing alongside this one, and maybe think about checking us out on Twitter, Facebook, our Twitch. We're still running a 365-day streaming challenge, and maybe consider supporting us over on Twitch or on Patreon if you really like we did, and if you want to get access to some of our other stuff like the Derpy Puppy feed or our Patreon-only stuff. Either way, thanks y'all.